Hello friendos and welcome to episode 12 of weekly Skyrim Special Edition modding. Well, what can I say, this week is quite similar to the previous one. We have some nice weapon mods, some nice player homes and more. So, grab a bucket of whatever you consume while you watch stuff, make yourself comfortable and let me see if I can dig up some intro. This time we shall start with another retexture mod. This one deals with something very specific. Boats. Beautiful Boats of Skyrim by KATOXIYAR. Highly detailed boats with nice 2K textures it is then. This set of textures surely gives the boats a nice and somewhat used look. You can clearly tell those boats have seen a fair amount of adventures until they took a slaughterfish to the bottom? I don't know. Anyway, the used look kinda does fit to the way the boats look in Skyrim. Old and worn, and the wood partially decayed from all the water and salts. Definitely creates some atmosphere and fits to the old Nordic theme of the game. Next mod will add some immersion. Where are the immersion hunters? Come forward, this one is for you. Readable Shadowmarks by Zendix. Yes, Shadowmarks. I think by now everybody knows what those are for, right? It has always bothered me that they are not officially introduced to you when you join the Thieves Guild. And with the latest version of this mod it's also a requirement. Wow, what a transition. So, if you are not a member, the marks will be like, nah, nope, not one of us, keep going, nothing for you to see here. But as soon as you join the Thieves Guild, you will be able to interact with them and finally know what exactly is behind all of that. Whether it's a warning or a notice about nearby loot, every mark will now provide a short and precise explanation. All that immersion, right? With that, you will definitely feel more like a thief. Like you actually gained new insights after joining a criminal organization. Makes sense, right? Next comes an interesting mod which deals with the whole aspect of dying. Death is highly overrated by BLOODGAZMS and MACREADY. This mod spins around the idea of you, the Dragonborn, a being with an immortal soul of a dragon. So, it would only be fitting if you couldn't simply die to a random bandit, for example. So now, if you are defeated, instead of reloading your game, you will be sent to a fixed respawn point. You can set those respawn points simply by praying to any shrine. You will then be asked if you want to seek refuge, and this is how you set your respawn point. You will also get a spellbook as soon as you install this mod, from which you can learn the power Prayer of Sacrifice, which lets you set your respawn point wherever you want, if you offer an Amulet of Arcane. And look at this, when I was recording this giant actually owned that dragon. Guys, this is so metal. Anyway, if you get your ass kicked, you will respawn. Only that the giant sent me to space. I guess I died and respawned mid-air, and that's why I somehow respawned at a totally different location. So I tried it again, and everything went fine this time. As you can see, you also get a 10-second spawn protection in case there should be any bad guys camping your spawn point. Because, and here comes the fun part, you can enable a setting where you will lose your gold or even all your things upon death. So you will have to run back to the place where you died and recover your stuff. Yes, at this point it's pretty much Dark Souls. So if you are a Souls fan, this mod might be very suited for you. The only thing you should not forget, however, is manually saving your game before exiting, or you might be disappointed the next time you decide to play. Guys, are you prepared? Because we have more epic swords by Tartaross, the modder from last week's episode. Let's do this! To the forge! Somehow I really like this place for weapon displaying. Alright, the first one. Comminus, Source of Malacath. Just like last time, one-handed and two-handed, and with scabbards. And I think I don't even have to point out the top-notch textures, right? This modder really has a talent for creating badass-looking texture maps. The next one is Ordinem, Source of Jyggalag. Let's see, do we know our lore, children? Who was Jyggalag again? Yep, that's right. The other half of Sheogoras, so to say. They turn into one another at certain points. And one more, Ortus, Source of Meridia. I guess Tartaross plans to create a weapon for every deity and Dendra prince in the lore. That's a really cool idea. Also, note the attention to detail. Since Meridia is connected to energies, and especially the sun, there is a sun motif on the blade and scabbard. Very fitting. Very well, ladies and gentlemen, now to the player homes. The first one is Antennaria by ARARUA, a cave-like player home located east of Whiterun, near the Morthal Towers. I would say this is a small-sized player home. The expanse is not that small, but there is, for example, only one bed, and the general design suggests that it was planned for 1 or 2 people. This place itself is incredibly beautiful. The lighting is very well done and creates a very unique atmosphere. There are a lot of waterfalls and lots of vegetation. The most parts are actually quite overgrown. This place would definitely fit something like a druid character. Of course, you will find all the usual stuff like crafting stations, including a kitchen, lots of mannequins and display racks, but the highlight is definitely the tower-like rooftop. Since it's located on a mountain, which makes it one of the highest places in Skyrim, the view you get from here is simply incredible. The next player home is a little bit closer to civilization. Morthal Home, another work by Les, the modder who made those nice highlight homes. Guess where this one is located? Next to Morthal, close to the swamp area. On this player home you can find all the crafting stations outside. The house itself looks quite common from the outside, but from the inside you will notice nice new textures everywhere, which makes this home stand out from the usual vanilla interiors. Also, I have to say it looks really cozy and comfortable. There is a dining area with lots of sweet rolls. That's a big plus, obviously. There is also a bathing area with... Seriously? Do I have to do this? Okay, fine. It's a Tithe statue. Also, on this one it's supposed to be a family home. There are enough beds for 2 followers and 6 children. It's almost like your own orphanage. Yeah, and that's practical, a house next to a swamp. If the children won't behave, you can feed one of them to the chorus in the swamp, to set an example for the remaining 5. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't have children of my own. There is also a very well hidden basement, with lots of displays and also those trademark activator displays. Can't leave those out now, can we? And once again, those textures are really neat. Guess what? One more player home. Located in the eastern part of Skyrim lies the Grand Bathhouse by Undivide. This one is a bit bigger than the previous 2, but I would still say it's a mid-sized player home. Also, this one is quite sophisticated and comes with lots of features. You can purchase different upgrades, like those guards for example, by using the mailbox outside. Another feature is the garden. Actually, it's a garden of death. Well, it's an arena. To access it, you will first need to pull this lever and then interact with the Grand Console and choose whether you want to fight or just spectate. You will also be able to configure some other options with the Grand Console. Other than that, there are a lot of other things you can interact with, like those valves here. And now, let's take a look inside. The interiors are very dwarven styled, and yes, here you will obviously find the usual stuff. A big kitchen stuffed with food, a dining area with even more food, and pretty much every imaginable crafting station. Everything nicely decorated using custom assets. However, it's not one of those homes where literally every piece of free space is stuffed with decorations. The amount of decorations here is just right and gives you lots of space to move around. And speaking of decorations, guys, just look at that! Is this the most incredible looking aquarium in the history of Skyrim modding or what? Even Commander Shepard would be jealous, I bet. But please stay concentrated, because I am planning to blow your mind even further. Because there is even a fully functional shower. First, close the curtains, and then activate the water. And you even receive a buff. So all in all, this is a really nice player home indeed. And that is it for this week's episode. Sorry I didn't manage to review the Dragon Killer card. Again, I promise to do it in the next episode. So, you know how it goes. The links to all mods are in the description. Endorse the modders if you are going to use any of them. And if you think my video was cool, hit the like button and also subscribe for more Skyrim modding action every week. I thank you all for watching and see you around.